Hey, stop watching A3, go check out my website, Kissy Sellout, MySpace, check it out, decent music. Tell me what you think, alright? My name's Kissy, I'm a producer and a DJ and also a radio presenter more recently as well. When you DJ in Europe and stuff, you know, it's just kind of, it's raining all the time. I mean, I've done festivals in like Serbia and places like Norway and Sweden, like, you know, places I've never been to before. The first time I ever went there was to DJ. To see people actually dancing the same music and see it all, the climate, global dance music climate is kind of so exciting right now. It's kind of, it's just really cool. It's a nice sight, you know, and it's nice to be involved in it. The BBC party was absolutely crazy. I had to do the live presenting from there as well, with interviewing people and interviewing some of the artists and stuff.
Right, see, this is the host of our pizza stuff to the taste for the first 5 minutes. Take it away, Mr. Tom!
I mean, when they had the big DJ box there as well, it was just so fun, just standing there in front of all these kind of, like, such a big crowd, kind of going so mental. It was really cool, you know. It's nice to see that the music as well is penetrating so far. You know, you can go someone so far away as Miami, which is a long way away from home for me. And people are still dancing to the same kind of music, which is really cool. I think it's really exciting. I mean, I'd always like to think of myself as an electro producer, just because I think the word electro is quite vague. I try not to define electro too much, really, because I just think the thing I like about it so much is that it's quite ambiguous and it covers so many different types of music. There's less rules about the way it has to sound. You can sample anything from a country and western band to a death metal band, you know, and still get it to work and experiment with as many instruments as you can. Production-wise, you know, I take as much influence from kind of, I don't know, like grunge and kind of 90s rock music as much as kind of drum and bass. As long as it keeps people dancing, then I do my job. First CD I ever bought was Nirvana, Bleach, and the first record I ever got, some dance tune from the 90s I would have thought, but I'm not quite sure what it was. When I was younger, I used to buy all my records from because obviously when I was a kid I didn't have any money really, so I just used to go down to the record store and I'd buy all the second-hand records from the £1 bin. So a lot of my first records were very bad because I was just trying to figure out how to mix. When you arrive in a different country maybe and someone recognises you or knows who you are, I think maybe at that point you think, wow, maybe this has got a bit bigger than I thought it was, you know, because I think when, especially as a producer and you're stuck in the studio all the time, you know, sometimes you're stuck in the bubble and you don't necessarily know how far your kind of music's going, or you know how many people it's reaching. The remix side of my job has been so much fun because I've just got to work with so many different artists. I've got a lot of remixes out, you know, I've got so many records out, like kind of around 25 records or something, and it's nice to it'd be nice to get some more of my own stuff out there and see how it gets received as well. At the Radio 1 party, you know, Felix Housecat came up to me and was saying that he wanted to do a record with me and he liked all the records I was making, and that's just crazy because, you know, only a couple of years ago and I was just a teenager at home listening to those guys' albums, so that's really freaky, you know. I've always thought that when I'm making dance tracks, I'm not really loyal to any kind of conventions or the way that people consider house music should be, you know. I think that's mostly to do with my age though, because I wasn't really around. I'm too young to have been at Ibiza, you know, for years and years doing seasons and seasons, seeing famous DJs and stuff. I just, you know, for me it was just what I had, you know, underground drum and bass tapes and, you know, saw a few DJs on TV, and that's it really. I had no kind of first-hand knowledge. One of my big childhood dreams was just to release my own album really, and now that looks like it's going to be, you know, it's happening. I think after that I'm really looking forward to, after having toured with a live band, just like producing other acts maybe, and working with other artists and writing with other artists as well. I think that'd be really interesting. And, you know, maybe not necessarily in dance music as well. Just, you know, maybe I'll bring my beats elsewhere, you know. I think as long as it still sounds like a Kissy record, then I'll be happy, I think. Travelling around DJing, it's a pretty cool job, I suppose. It's a pretty cool